Alright, so I think I've got the song essentially what I want it to be. It's an instrumental. We've got the sample that really works for the atmosphere of the book, the chapter, the tone of it. You know, the thing that keeps coming to mind is this works as a very nice lullaby type sound. It's very pretty, very soft, sleepy in places, dreamy in places. So it's really, really, really pretty much what I wanted it to be. And, you know, we're how many hours into this now? I couldn't tell you, but it's pretty much where I want it. All right, so, let's stop saying that. The next step in my musical process is kind of hard to describe. Well, no, it's not. It's very easy to describe. I'll mix this down to a single wave file, convert that to MP3, and put it on my phone, and I'll proceed to listen to it for a couple weeks. I'll listen for things that I want to change or things that I feel like need more to it. Just for the sake of doing it, I don't think I've played the song all the way through in a while, so I'm going to make you put up with that. And then from there, we're going to mix it, and then I'm going to take it into another file and show you what I do as far as the, well, actually, I guess I don't even have to make you listen to it then. Just know that I'm happy with it. All right, so I'm going to export the song to a folder I've got out here called Music Out. In Search of Lemonade is the name of the book. This is Introduction Chapter 01, and we'll just save it there. I'm not going to dither it. I only use 44.1 and a 16-bit depth because that's just what I do. I don't know why. I'm lazy and don't look for anything else. My ears, as I've mentioned in other videos, aren't as good as some people's, and I don't hear all the subtle little differences that people talk about being able to hear. Normally I have to do a lot of that bypass checking like we did in the other video with the little tape and the whatever. So I end up listening to things several hundred times before I actually convince myself to go with it. This video series thing has actually been quite rushed because I want to keep progressing things and not be absolutely mind-numbingly boring, which I know I already accomplished that. So, all right, from here, I have a folder out here. It should be in this one, right? Nope. Mastering template, and I'll just open that joker up. And all this is one track with one wave file on it. I'll import the one that I just exported from the previous little deal. This was home. And there it is. Our nice little song. Disable stretch. And bring the endpoint up. Wow. This is really soft. Okay, now in this, what I have is old school stuff. I've never really updated with rack extensions or anything like that. I send it through an equalizer first, then the stereo imager before hitting the 4-band compressor, and then lastly the M-class maximizer. It's just the way I run things. Normally, I'm not honestly a professional. I don't care to be. I've got a job that pays me reasonable amount of money for the work that I do. So I don't need fame, fortune, or anything like that. I just like creating music. So when I see people say, oh, well, you've got to have that mastered, well, no, I don't. I just have to get it to a volume that sounds good on the MP3 player with my other songs. That's really all I have to do. So a lot of my equalization happens in the song file rather than here. But sometimes there'll be minor tweaks here and there. For instance, if a song sounds too bright, like this one's sounding a little bright, I may just do that. I may bring down something in the bright frequencies just to subdue it, just a pinch. But that would be it. Not much beyond that. And this is a bit of a soft song. Essentially what I'll do is I'll look to make sure that there is some compression going on in the different frequency bands. I don't hit it very hard, rarely more than, where it's set now, 2.5 dB per, ratio. Alright, so that's the big moment in the song there before we go back to soft stuff. That's going to be my hardest hitting point. And as you may be able to tell better here, I know I can, the background noise is pulled out a lot more. I can hear whatever that is, the chirping little noise there. It's about to drive me nuts, actually. It may be too much. But that works for me. Okay, so there's something howling here. This is something that I probably can go ahead and tell myself I need to go back and fix. It's probably the reverb. You hear it pretty much right off the bat. It's just too much. Alright, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to go back in here. This is the reverb, I think. Toy Piano 1. Yeah, it's the reverb. Alright, so I'm going to pull it down. All the way across, really. And actually, I'm going to scoot it back some, too. I don't want it to hit so hard so early. It's supposed to be an effect for this last chorus, but not so much an effect for up front. So that should subdue it a little bit. A wise man would probably check the equalizer on it and just see what's happening. Well, nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening? Oh, okay. So yeah, an update here too on my problem that I was having with my Nektar Panorama. Apparently, I've got a malfunctioning mechanical slider, and that's why I've been having so many problems. And I wanted to give them a big applause, something like that, because not only are they handling my problem, they're handling it better than I could ever expect support from a corporation to do. So I am thoroughly impressed with their customer service, and let's just say it'll be fixed before too long. And I'm very happy about that. Anyway, all right, so where was I? Yeah, the problem I'm actually having is the automated fader thing tries to overwrite my automation because it gets kind of stuck. So basically what I have to do is turn it off like so. And now I should have automation working for me. I think I've probably overdone it at this point, doing too much to get rid of that howling sound. But I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway, export it back to where it was. Overwrite that, that's fine. And then once this is done, I can re-import it on the other one and just kind of catch myself and listen for any other really strong sounding things that I don't like. So, yeah, how much excitement is going on right now. We've got 3 minutes worth of lullaby song. Yeah, we're almost done. As fun as this has been, I'm ready to get back to my normal musical writing sessions. Basically, each one of these videos takes 3 to 4 times my normal work routine. So if I spend 20 minutes in a video, you can expect that I spend another 40 minutes in processing it. So I've lost out on a lot of musical time just for the effort of doing this. It's been worth it. I've stayed on track a lot more than I ever could have thought I would have. That made sense. Import. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, cancel. Make sure you put your little scroll thing back at the beginning. Then import it. And we're going to disable stretch. Now, sometimes I will normalize the file too, and then just draw the gain back. I'll do something like this. And then just suck it back in a little bit. That brings the volume up a lot. Alright, so my big concern was actually back here. Yeah, that's took care of it, alright. That's much better. And of course that little 3-plex filtery delay deal adds just enough interest to me. It is going to make me have to purchase that thing at some point. Alright. We're going to wait for this to go all the way. Oh, wait, it looped. Look at that, it looped. Alright, so let's do that and just put some kind of fade out on the back end here. Watch my meter and make sure it goes down to 0 before the song ends. There we go. Alright. I think that's it. And like I said, what I'll do now is take this feel like I heard something funky in there. Anyway, I'll take this, I'll port it out to an MP3 and put it on my phone and listen to it while I'm at work and try to make some notes. Then I'll come back, make the edits to those notes. Okay, so yeah, this is something. And see, that's the part of this that's really the problem, is that I'm rushing and I end up doing things that I forgot that I shouldn't be normally doing. So one of the things that I wouldn't do normally is come over here. You'll notice that I have a high pass on all the violin stuff right here. I would automate that, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and do that just to show you what I'm talking about. Violin left doesn't start till here, which is after the... Alright, so that's not really the one I'm talking about. We're going to delete... Ooh, don't delete the device, just delete the track, please. Alright, now this one... Alright, so... Whoops, that's the cello. Heckgummit. Having a hard time here. Alright. I'm automating right violin button and violin knob. There we go. Where is the actual violin part? It's up here. There. Now wait a second. Violin right. Which one's? Alright, that one's violin right. Alright, so I did it wrong again. Looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so what I was saying, the cello doesn't come in until 19. So this high pass filter doesn't need to be on until 19. Oops, it needs to be off. Alright, so its normal position will be on, but for this little bit I don't want it on. Then when it comes on, I'm actually going to kind of bring it up rather than just have it all of a sudden on and all of a sudden at full volume or effect. Alright, so that's the full sample without any high pass on it at all. And now it starts trimming out to make space for the cello. Now the other violin's already set up to do that because it doesn't come in until after the cello comes on. Alright, so yeah, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to do it again. You guys can stop watching whenever you want to. You get the idea of what I'm working on here. This is the extent of it. I end up doing it. What did I just do? Alright, so export song as audio file. This one, I think I just imported it. Yeah. If I had a brain. So, yeah. Alright, so that should add a little bit more depth to that sample when it first comes in. It may not be a noticeable difference, a big difference. And that's probably a poor choice in instrumentation there, that basically I've got two high instruments going all the way until bar 19. I probably should have brought in something a little more balanced, something with a little bit more low frequency range in it. But what is done is done. That's the other thing about me, is once I get a song to the point where I'm largely happy with it, I'm moving on to the next thing. You know, I don't, my life is short. I do have a job, and I do work, and I have children, and I have family, and things that I need to take care of. I don't want to spend all my life working on one song trying to get it to a level of perfection that no one will notice. If I can get it to 65% of that level of perfection, then it's already better than I would expect it to be normally. Alright, so there, and fade in, or fade out rather. Alright, one last time, I promise. So yeah, the other angle of that, if you're not going to normalize it and bring it down, you could just kind of bump it just a little bit to get that extra gain out of it. And cue the violin. Yeah, see, it's richer, a little more woody sounding. Oh, that's nice. But being that it is a very soft song, I may actually have to tweak this maximizer input. I want to get as much as I can out of it. And it does clip right there at the end. So I guess that's about as much as I'm going to get out of it. Yeah, that transition's a lot better with those chimes in it. I like that. It is pretty bright. Alright, so that works for me. Alright. And we're 21 minutes. I guess I will do one more video to show you what I do with the MP3.